Honestly, I could probably end this review before it even really gets started, simply by saying right here and now, Fractal Generator play true Canadian technical death metal, period. Like, honestly, what more information could you possibly fucking need? It's true Canadian technical death metal, period. But hey, fuck it. Why not? We're already here, and y'all know I will never miss on an opportunity to talk about how fucking glorious Canadian metal is, so why not? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this new studio album from Fractal Generator. Macrocosmos is the sophomore studio album from Fractal Generator, a technical death and brutal death metal band hailing from Sudbury, Ontario, just about a 5.5-hour drive north of where I live in Mississauga, Ontario. And truth be told, under normal circumstances, that information right there is all I would need to make a decision as to whether or not I want to check out this fucking album. Because, and I'm sorry if we get off topic, but it needs to be fucking said, Canada is responsible for some of the most exciting and ambitious fucking death metal of all goddamn time. Cataclysm, Gorguts, Cryptopsy, The Agonist, Despised Icon, Beyond Creation, Arcspire, Neuraxis, Tomb Mold, Cathelist, the list goes on and fucking on, dude! The point is, Canada, not too dissimilar from Sweden if we're being honest, we're like blood brothers in this sense, have a certain standard of excellence for death metal. Our death metal is very much like our poutine or our beer. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty fucking good. And this is something Fractal Generator is very clearly fucking aware of, because while they haven't been the most active in the last 13 years, everything they have done has been consistently well produced and executed. And Macrocosmos is ultimately no different in that regard. Another incredibly well executed slab of sci-fi, technical, and brutal death metal from the Great White North. Let me tell you something right now. If you came here specifically looking for some fucking tasty, salty, nasty fucking riffs, you're in for a hell of a show. It's every bit as bloodthirsty as it is otherworldly. Imagine if Morbid Angel became a tech death band and then found themselves lost in the void of fucking space and then got bonded to fucking Venom. So many ripping, righteous fucking grooves like on the track Aeon, or on tracks like Macrocosmos or Serpentine or Contagion. All balanced and emboldened with some disgusting guttural vocals, some great percussion, some great bass work that actually has a nice, hefty presence in the sound, and a lot of interesting little atmospheric bits, a lot of keyboards, a lot of synthesizers, a lot of vocal and sound effects to make this feel very spacey. Honestly, it often sounds like some kind of interdimensional Dormammu-esque demon lord is trying to send you a message from across the stars. In some tracks, you even have these short bursts of angular and avant-garde metal riffery just to make things a little bit more jarring, a little bit more strange, and a little bit more intentionally alienating. Take, for instance, in the track Shadows of Infinity, which has some deliciously weird soundscapes contrasting with the brutal and technical death metal, resulting in something that almost feels like something pulled out of classic Gorguts. The closing track in particular, Ethereal, is filled to the brim with weird proggy twists and turns, bringing in some sounds and influences that almost feel on par with what I would expect from mid-90s death, kind of droning away on these very progressive and ambient patterns, eventually evolving into something a little bit more hectic, throwing in more guitar solos, throwing in some more ferocious vocals. Later on, introducing some very clean, futuristic tech death shredding and some oddly angelic backing vocals, almost as if God is watching you as you get sucked into a black fucking hole. Look at that fucking asshole. Look at him go. Hey Jerry, get the choir for this. Let's make him feel as shitty as possible. What a fucking idiot. I would honestly give this a 3.5 out of 5. I don't really have any major complaints with this record. I will concede that looking at it objectively, It's not the most original or ambitious thing to come out of Canadian death metal, or for that matter, death metal as a whole. I mean, let's be real here. Sci-fi tech death, not exactly brand new. Not in 2021 at least. Additionally, I'll also concede that on my very first playthrough of this album, it did kind of briefly lose some steam and my attention right around the middle and right before the end. But that aside, the album is never not entertaining. It's never not well produced and well executed. It's never not delivering pure, ripping, sci-fi, tech, and brutal death metal from the great white fucking north, which is ultimately all it really needs to be, and I have to assume all it really wants to be. Anyone as intimately familiar, like myself, with the vast wealth of death metal that Canada has to offer is going to be absolutely fucking elated with this. And even if you're not familiar with Canadian death metal, if you're just looking for some great riffs and some weird fucking sounds and a good time, you're going to get that too. And hopefully, maybe it'll pave the way for you to explore more Canadian death metal. Perhaps some of the bands I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Perhaps some more Fractal Generator. I don't know. I kind of hope so. Because I'm getting really tired of having to explain why Canadian death metal is as fucking awesome and as fucking important as it is. I'm getting off topic again. If by chance members of Fractal Generator stumble upon this video and watch it for themselves, allow me to recommend that you guys in the future, don't get me wrong, I like this stuff, but just in the future, feel free to get weirder. Feel free to get crazier. Feel free to get more ambitious, more epic. I don't know, introduce a fucking a space opera sci-fi horror story to coincide with this insane brew of tech death and brutal death metal. Introduce some more prog metal elements. Introduce some more melodic death metal elements. I don't fucking know. Just go for it, man, because as far as I can see, that's like the next logical evolution for y'all. But hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I still thoroughly enjoyed myself. I would still recommend all y'all check this out if you're looking for some crushing death metal. 3.5 out of 5, a damn good album. Enjoy with a cold Canadian beer and a hot plate of poutine. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, so what do you think? Do you like this album? Do you not like this album? What do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right here so you get updates on the Metal Meltdown fucking immediately. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.